At 250 million years ago, an unknown species of animal wandered across the barren landscape. It was a strange creature with a massive sail-like fin protruding from its back. This was no dinosaur. In fact, it was one of the last major groups of animals to rule the earth before the dinosaurs, an ancient monster called a Dimetrodon. The Permian period saw some of the largest land animals ever, weird beasts with multiple horns and razor-sharp teeth, but also these bizarre sailbacks. And although many of these creatures are incredibly scary, they all went extinct 252 million years ago, victims of the largest mass extinction in Earth's history. But despite their short time on this planet, these giants had a profound impact on life on Earth. They helped pave the way for the rise of the dinosaurs and left behind some of the strangest creatures that ever lived. So join me as we take a look at the 5 giants that ruled before the dinosaurs. First, we have to go back further than the Permian. We need to go back to the start of the reptile era, the Carboniferous, which lasted from 359 to 299 million years ago. The Carboniferous was named by geologists due to the amount of carbon-rich swampland that they found when studying rock layers from this time period. But it was also home to some giant creatures. For example, Prehistoric, an early relative of today's lizards and snakes, but around 10 times larger. These giant lizards would have looked like a cross between a crocodile and a monitor lizard, perfectly adapted for both life on land and in the water. In fact, fossils of this beast have been found in the famous fossil beds of the Cannoneville Formation in Ohio, and although it lived millions of years before the dinosaurs, it is believed that these ancient creatures may have actually been an inspiration for some of the dinosaurs' more unusual features. It's believed that over millions of years, small proto-dinosaurs began to resemble the ancient reptiles more and more, until eventually the dinosaurs evolved into the giant lizards we see in movies today. So although the dinosaurs were never directly related to the giant lizards of the Carboniferous, there's a possibility that these ancient creatures could have played a role in their evolution. But moving forward to the Permian, there was a new giant predator, the Gorgonopsids. This group of saber-toothed cats dominated the landscape for over 40 million years. The first known member of this family was the Inostrancevia, named after Russian zoologist and geologist Baron Nikolai von Inostrantsov. First discovered in 1908, the skull of this beast alone was 2 feet long and weighed over 100 pounds. That's nearly 70 pounds heavier than the skull of a lion. With such a large skull came a large body, and this cat was definitely not small. Reaching lengths of up to 13 feet, it weighed over 1 ton, making it one of the largest land predators of its time. But even though they were some of the largest meat-eating creatures in the world, they weren't the top of the food chain. There was one other predator, a monster that seemed straight out of a nightmare. The Dimetrodon was a unique creature that has captured the imaginations of many paleontologists and movie producers alike. Some of the most famous examples include the Dimetrodon gigas and the Dimetrodon the sail-backed monster. No wonder it was chosen as the main villain for the 1940 movie The Thing from Another World. What makes the Dimetrodon so interesting is the huge sail on its back. It was thought that this sail acted like a radiator, helping to regulate the animal's body temperature. However, recent studies have suggested that it may have been used for display or attracting mates. This sail could have also served as a warning to potential predators, making the Dimetrodon less likely to be targeted. However, despite these adaptations, the Dimetrodon went extinct during the Great Dying, the largest mass extinction event in Earth's history. The cause of this mass extinction is still debated, but it's believed that a combination of factors led to the demise of so many species, including volcanic activity, climate change, and disease. It is possible that the Dimetrodon's unique sail made it more vulnerable to the changing environment, or that it was simply too specialized to survive the mass extinction. But while we're on the subject of the Great Dying, let's talk about just how big this event was and how it affected life on Earth. The Great Dying, also known as the Permian-Triassic extinction event, occurred around 252 million years ago and is believed to have wiped out approximately 90% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial vertebrate species. This event marked the end of the Permian period and the beginning of the Triassic period. Prior to the Great Dying, the Earth's ecosystems were dominated by large, diverse, and robust assemblages of organisms. However, following the mass extinction, it would take millions of years for biodiversity to recover to pre-extinction levels. The ecological consequences of this event were far-reaching and profound, leading to major shifts in the composition and functioning of Earth's ecosystems. Before the Great Dying, the oceans were teeming with a variety of life, including large predatory fish, diverse coral reefs, and abundant marine invertebrates. The mass extinction event caused a dramatic decline in the abundance and diversity of these organisms, with some groups, such as the trilobites, disappearing entirely. On land, the Great Dying had an equally devastating impact on terrestrial ecosystems. Many large vertebrate species, including the synapsids, a group that includes mammals and their ancestors, were wiped out. This event also led to a significant reduction in plant diversity, which in turn affected the animals that relied on plants for food and habitat. The causes of the Great Dying are still debated, but it's believed that a combination of factors contributed to the mass extinction. One leading theory is that massive volcanic eruptions in what is now Siberia released large amounts of greenhouse gases and toxic substances into the atmosphere, leading to global warming and ocean acidification. Other factors, such as asteroid impacts, changes in sea level and disease outbreaks, may have also played a role. Moving on to our final giant, we have the herbivorous Lystrosaurus. This beast wasn't a fan of the Great Dying because it was one of the few creatures to survive it. This mammal-like reptile was a true survivor thanks to its powerful legs and large size, which allowed it to roam across the supercontinent of Pangaea in search of food. Its distinctive skull and teeth made it easy for scientists to identify and study, which has helped us learn more about the ancient world in which it lived. Interestingly, the Lystrosaurus was one of the first vertebrates to have teeth on both its upper and lower jaw, allowing it to become a more efficient feeder. Its ability to thrive in a variety of habitats is also impressive, especially considering the harsh conditions of the time period in which it lived. Overall, the Lystrosaurus is a fascinating creature that played a significant role in the history of life on Earth. Its hardiness and adaptability allowed it to survive the mass extinction event and continue to thrive for hundreds of thousands of years afterwards. By studying this remarkable animal, we can gain a better understanding of the challenges and triumphs of life during a time of great change and upheaval. These ancient monsters were some of the largest and most fearsome creatures to ever roam the earth. They ruled the land before the dinosaurs and left behind a legacy that continues to fascinate us today. From the giant carnivores to the strange sailbacks, each of these creatures had unique adaptations and characteristics that made them successful in their environment. But despite their size and power, they eventually met their end during the Great Dying, a mass extinction event that wiped out a significant portion of life on Earth. Despite their short time on this planet, these giants had a profound impact on the world around them. They shaped the ecosystems in which they lived and paved the way for the rise of new species. Today, we can explore their remains and learn about their incredible lives through the study of fossils. By uncovering the secrets of these ancient beasts, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the amazing creatures that have inhabited our planet and better understand the forces that have shaped our world.